Hello and greetings everyone. Today I'll be talking about employee well-being and engagement. Who is sinking your boat? Hi friends, I'm Bhavna Shah. I'm the regional head of Malaysian Palm Oil Council for India and Sri Lanka. I'm also the president of India-Malaysia Business Council for Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Like Jack Welch says, there are only 3 measurements that tell you nearly everything that you need to know about your organization's overall performance: employee engagement, customer satisfaction, and cash flow. It goes without saying that no company, be it small or large, can win over the long run without energized employees who believe in the mission and understand how to achieve it. Now, is employee engagement just about employee satisfaction? Engaged employees stay for what they give, what they bring to the table. They like their work. And disengaged employees stay for what they get. It could be anything. It could be favorable job conditions, growth opportunities, job security. I'm hugely inspired by Bob Kelleher when it comes to the subject of employee engagement. Now, satisfaction is all about doing my job that makes me successful, maybe personal commitment. But engagement is about doing my job above and beyond, making me and the company successful. It's about mutual commitment. Employee engagement definition, if you ask me, it's about mutual commitment between the company and the employee. Employee engagement can also be defined as unlocking employee potential to drive high performance, resulting on the capture of discretionary effort. Now, discretionary effort is that above and beyond effort people could give if they wanted to. Engagement is about tapping your employees' heads and their hearts, resulting in discretionary effort, resulting in, of course, positive outcome result for the organization. So, employee engagement proves to be very important factor in driving results. Employee engagement proves to be very important driving result, and in fact research says highly engaged employees are 480 times more committed to helping their company succeed. Highly engaged employees are 250 times more likely to recommend improvements, give honest feedbacks or inputs for company improvements. Highly engaged employees are 370 times more likely to recommend their company. Now, that's all very nice, right? Now, here comes the scary part. Employees with lower engagement are 4 times more likely to leave their jobs than those who are highly engaged. Studies also show people leave bad bosses, not organizations. Disengaged managers are 3 times more likely to have disengaged employees. Bad managers are creating active disengagement. In fact, costing US alone an estimated $450 billion annually. Now listen to this. 35% of US workers said they would willingly forego a substantial pay raise to see their direct supervisor fired. 7 out of 10 employees are disengaged or actively disengaged. Now, imagine if on your crew team, 3 were working very hard, 5 were looking at scenery, and 2 were trying to sink the boat. So basically 30% are actively engaged, 52% are disengaged, and 18% are actively disengaged. Now imagine this is your company today. But there is hope. Leaders, not just here but globally, leaders are starting to pay attention. 87% of C-class executives recognize that disengaged employees are among the biggest threat to their businesses. Yes, not the external competition, not your supply chain, not other factors, but your own employees. If they're disengaged, they can prove to be your biggest threat. The number one way to boost engagement is trust. Trust in management. Easy, right? But how to build trust? Care about employees. Care for them with empathy. Have integrity. Demonstrate competence. Engaged employers, they focus on purpose and values and outperform competitors by 6 times. Engagement levels double with employers whose employees are proud of the contributions their organization has made to the community. Today's COVID times, engaged employers encourage virtual workforce. Engaged employers encourage creativity. Now the thing about creativity is, based on research, only 2% of 44-year-olds are creative versus 98% of 5-year-olds are creative. So what can we learn from this? Engaged employers encourage empowerment and innovation. It's not about rule books. It's not about policies and procedures. Engaged employers use new and cool technology. They are futuristic. They can understand and pick up trends. And we all know technology fuels Generation Y. In fact, there's a research which says by 2021, there will be more Generation Y. We all know what's Generation Y, right? 1980 to 2000 bonds are called Generation Y. So there'll be more Generation Y in the workforce than the boomers. Boomers are the ones born in 1946 till 1964. So in fact, as per the research, Generation Y will represent 50% of the workforce. Now let's say you've understood the formula. You should be empathetic to your employees, have an understanding despite you providing a very good atmosphere, work culture. Why is your boat still sinking? Organizations are investing more in engagement than even before. In fact, leading corporations in India say employee safety, wellness, be it physical, psychological, emotional, is their priority. Even as the apocalyptic spread of the COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted life and businesses alike in India and elsewhere. But there's still something wrong. 68% of employees are disengaged. Look, we may be in the same boat, but we're not the same. 32.5% are paddling hard, 51% are disengaged, 17.5% are trying to sink the boat. So now, what is this telling us? So even if you're working for a great organization, great leadership, great work culture, you can still be disengaged. Something is still amiss. During COVID times, most organizations realized mere employee engagement at work is not enough. It needs to address the person in toto. Because what happens after work affects the engagement as much as what happens at work. Because employees are affected by both work and life factors. Of course, we all know what work is. The boss, company mission, vision, co-workers, work culture, and of course, pay, perks, benefits, etc. And life is about personal values, personal relations, health and well-being, financial freedom, where you live, the society at large, etc. So now it's not just employee, it's engagement with the person. It's person engagement and employee well-being put together. So no matter how you feel about your job, you're more likely to be engaged if your values line up with your organization's values. Your employers, management, your boss care about you as a person. There is a respect for work-life balance. So work-life balance is an old concept. Now we have something called work-life blending. We can't assume that work is bad, life is good, or we're not living in silos. We can't compartmentalize different, work life and personal life anymore. Since the work has come home, work from home, so it's all blended, it's become one. And what if you love what you do, but your life is a struggle? Because the circumstances at home affect the engagement. It could be anything. It could be relationships, it could be health, it could be finance. They can weigh down your personal boat. So what can you do about it? Look, as a person, as an individual, as an employee, ask these 4 basic questions. Am I engaged? If not, why not? Am I overwhelmed? If so, who can I talk to? Who can I reach out to? Am I adequately challenged? If not, what can I do? Am I enthused and passionate about what I do? If not, what can I change? Now, this is for your personal assessment. Now, what can boss do? Well, for the boss, show that you care for the whole person. Be approachable and most important, be empathetic. Studies show empathy as number 1 driver of engagement. So lastly, if you're still adrift, you are not powerless. You can take control of your own engagement. The importance of employee engagement, employee welfare, this whole subject we're talking about, whose responsibility is this? Should it be the employee who should be looking after himself, or is it the employer, or it's just an HR function? Who has to be doing this? Well, it is a shared responsibility. It's a teamwork. It requires individuals, it requires managers, it requires executives to come together. For individuals, I have a very simple acronym, ACT, A-C-T. You need to assess, they need to assess their own goals and company goals. If you understand, you are able to assess and communicate to the organization and take action. So assess, communicate, take action. And you can expect guidance, coaching, mentoring, but at the end of the day, you own your own engagement. Now, managers, they have a great responsibility. They can have one-on-one with their teams, help them reach their optimum. Managers need to, for them, I would say, care. For employees or individuals, it is act, assess, communicate, take action. For managers, it is care, coach. Once you understand your employee has communicated, you kind of help them, guide them, coach them, mentor them. Align the company goals, their goals together. R stands for recognize and reward, and E is for engage with empathy. So the formula for managers is care, coach, align, recognize and reward, engage with empathy. And what is the role of senior management here? Senior managers should take control of their own engagement firstly. They should be the most energized or charged people in the room, in the organization, because people look up to them. They must model what they expect their managers to do with their team. Lead by example. Their role is setting the tone by example. They need to provide clarity around the mission, the goal, the strategy, and make their case for engagement. The senior management, they are the guardians or custodians of the company values and company culture. So the formula for senior management is CASE. CASE. C stands for community. A is for authentic. S is for the significance, to keep the company relevant, to keep the values relevant, to keep the culture relevant, and excite to high levels of commitment, energize the team. So coming back to my question that I raised at the beginning of my talk, so who raises the mast of your boat, or who is sinking your boat? The people in the boat, obviously, your employees. I would like to end my talk today with a quote by Richard Branson. Clients do not come first. Employees come first. If you take care of your employees, they will take care of your clients. Thank you for now.